Hello, State Senator J.D. Mesnard here from District 13, just giving you another legislative update. So a few big things happened this week. You may recall my last video, I talked about the fact that the Senate passed a budget, and we had expected the House this week to go along with the same budget. Unfortunately, in addition to the Democrats opposing the budget, one of our Republican colleagues also voted against it, and so it failed. Now we're going to try to bring it back if we can, but that was definitely a wrench in the spokes that we were not anticipating. So hopefully we'll be able to get a budget up to the governor soon. Maybe not as soon as we had we had hoped. The other thing I'll mention is we passed what's called the aggregate expenditure limit override. So we have a constitutional limitation on how much spending can increase in our K-12 system every single year. And because of the enormous investments we have put over the last few years, we're actually going to exceed that cap. And the Constitution says if you're going to exceed the cap, you need 2/3 of the legislature to pass what is essentially an override for this year. So we did that to make sure that our schools would not have to cut their budgets by a pretty hefty amount in the final quarter of the year, in which case we'd see teachers and others that would be laid off. I had mentioned in my previous video as well that I had put a bill out there to eliminate the business personal property tax. We did hear that earlier this week in my finance committee. It did pass out and had a lot of folks there in support. And then the last thing I'll mention, just for kicks, we introduced big bills and we introduced small bills. One of the smaller bills I introduced has to do with fireworks, which are allowed in this state over the new year, but starting on December 24th. And it's been my experience recently that my Christmas Eves have been a little more explosive in the neighborhood than I would like. And so we're going to make sure that moving forward, fireworks can start on December 26th instead of December 24th. And that is all for this week. God bless.